Shawan Sen joining us from London right now. Shawan, that is part one of your news report, which is on Nirav Modi's address. Now, this is the address to which the CBI has sent the extradition notice. We find that there's somebody else living in the next floor who gets really irritated. There is an Om sign which indicates it could be an Indian family living there. And, you know, the manner in which you were grilled, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, in fact, Arnab, this was an address that was mentioned in the extradition request. This address is what the government of India essentially believes that where Nirav Modi has been residing all this while. The fact is that we were the only Indian TV channel which managed to reach the 13th floor where 103, apartment number 103
Absolutely.
is. At that point in time, no one really opened the door. But what was very surprising is the way his neighbor essentially reacted. 104, where there is an Om sign on the door. As soon as we rang the bell, the person immediately reacted, saying that what are you doing on the 13th floor? That in itself was a dead giveaway that there was something suspicious that was going on, because within minutes I was asked to leave the building, and once I actually reached the reception, that's when the questioning actually began. And thereafterwards, there is also a second part to this entire story that is actually going to make our viewers believe that the fact that this was the place where Nirav Modi was actually staying, so much so the building manager also said that he would pass on the message to the agent who's basically looking after this particular apartment, that's 103, which clearly means that he's going to pass on the message to the agent, and the agent thereafterwards sends this message to Nirav Modi that here was an Indian TV channel which had managed to track down this very address. And let me tell our viewers that this is exactly the address which is on the front page of the extradition request which was sent by the Central Bureau of Investigation to the UK authorities here at the UK Home Office. And we can now confirm that the extradition request was also acknowledged by the UK Home Office last week. Perhaps it's the UK Home Secretary who's going to make the decision with regards to the executive arrest warrant of Nirav Modi.
So this is interesting. This address is where Nirav Modi has presumably been staying. Is it possible that once he got the extradition request, he's moved from that location? Because now he knows that the agencies have tracked him. They know where he's living. He does not want his movements to be followed. He does not want the agency to know who he's meeting, who he's consulting, and who his lawyers are. He wants to be one step ahead of them. So could he have moved from this address in the last few days?
Well, there's absolutely no doubt about the fact that he would be doing that, because remember, he is after all a fugitive, a person who has been moving around over the last couple of months. He's changed several locations. Now, remember, this particular address that we are talking about, this is no registered address that's available online as far as Nirav Modi address is concerned.
Of course not, yeah.
Address that was after thorough investigation that was carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation as well as the Enforcement Directorate, and not to forget also the intelligence agencies that have been operating out of foreign soil, looking into every detail of his movement. And thereafter they came to a conclusion that yes, it is 103 Marathon House at Malaban Road is where Nirav Modi was staying, and this is exactly what is written on the front page of the extradition request, that this is the place where
these kind of cases
Modi was actually residing.
So in these kind of cases, we have Swapnil Kothari, Vaibhav Agarwal also joining us, and Shawan in the center of the screen following the story, our investigative reporter who's tracked down that precise address. The CBI therefore would have a lot more details about Nirav Modi. Could they know where he's living elsewhere? Because there was one more address he was using which seemed like a temporary address, which was a very, very fancy apartment block in the Tower of London area. So he's obviously got friends who have put him up in different locations, but he's kept one apartment block which he's also been using. You also went there, Shawan. You also went to that location.
Well, it's about 30 minutes away from the Marathon House where we first actually tracked down. This is the other apartment which is just next to Tower of London, next to River Thames. This is a luxury apartment, rather uber luxury apartment, I can say. And in fact, when I spoke to the receptionist there, they're saying that the guest here, the guest concerned, we actually went through all the names possible, all perhaps relatives of Nirav Modi, also looking at whether at all those names were used. And the receptionist made it very clear that perhaps the guest was using a different name while he was actually staying there. And now this particular address has been designated as the associate address. Yeah.
Now let's go to the other part of the story, which is the really big scoop, and where you managed to get Neeshal Modi on record. Shawan, please stay on air. Just want to talk to you a little bit about it to lead into the story. Shawan, tell me, Neeshal in the phone conversation with you, seems completely cornered. He seems to want to extricate himself out of this. What did those messages tell you about, how he's responding to things now?
Well, in fact, Arnab, this was the biggest scoop, I would say, as far as PNB scam, this entire case is concerned. Neeshal Modi, for the first time, as any Indian channel has managed to track him down. In fact, I had sent him, I had actually called him just before going to 103 Marathon House. There was no call, there was no response. But what is surprising is that an hour or little after that, I get a call from this number, the very number of Neeshal Modi. And immediately when he answers and he's asking me about who are you, he wasn't aware that this was a Republic TV reporter he was speaking to.
Yes.
But what's the biggest takeaway from this entire conversation is that here is a man who's basically picturizing himself as the scapegoat in this entire scam.
Is he picturizing himself or is he using it? Is he picturizing itself or is he using it? Or is he being advised to do it?
On the face of it, it does. Well, on the face of it, it does appear that he's got this sort of instruction that has been given, be it from his legal team or for that matter even his family members, saying that, listen, we need to put the blame on one particular person. And what we gather is that that one particular person happens to be Mehul Choksi. And this is something that I've also picked up from my agency sources, that yes, all of these three members, there is some sort of a problem that's going on. But currently the strategy remains this, that Nirav and Neeshal Modi, they do plan to put the blame entirely on Mehul Choksi, and saying that they have been rather implicated in this entire case. But the fact here is that he's talking about one family member who is responsible for all of this problem, and they intend to put the blame on this particular person. And that's the big takeaway from this entire conversation that I actually managed to have with Neeshal Modi. And in fact, that's not only one day conversation.
So I think we should, I think Shravan, we should go across straight to it. We should go across straight to it, and that's the big scoop. And by the way, Shravan, you're looking very serious. I think all journalists would be very envious of your situation in London right now, so you can afford to smile a little bit. And by the way, viewers, Shravan has been tracking this person from Hong Kong to Dubai to London, so he's got many frequent flyer miles following him right now. And now is his next big scoop, Shravan. Shravan Sen, the first Indian journalist to get red corner notice, Neeshal Modi on record. For 9 months, they've been on the run from India, from Hong Kong to Brussels to New York to London. We've been on their trail. And ladies and gentlemen, Republic TV's senior news editor, Shravan Sen, has done what no reporter has. He hasn't just tracked down Nirav Modi, he has spoken to his brother Neeshal Modi for the first time since the story broke. Brothers on the run, Nirav and Neeshal caught and tracked by Republic TV.
Nirav Modi's brother has an Interpol red corner notice against him. He has been on the run for about 241 days now.
According to the agencies, Nirav Modi fled from India in the first week of January. The agencies haven't tracked him so far, but Republic TV has.
I got his number, it's a Belgian number, and I call him on Friday morning, just before I enter this apartment block in Westminster, where his brother Nirav has been served his extradition notice. After 2 hours and 30 minutes, and after I'm interrogated at length by the security detail at the Nirav Modi apartment.
Who are you? I'm from Delhi. This is Rakesh this side.
You from Delhi? Who, the city?
Yeah, New Delhi.
I get a call back from Neeshal. Neeshal, who clearly doesn't know I am a Republic TV reporter, is taken aback when I disclose my identity.
Is this Neeshal?
Who's this?
Hello, is this Neeshal?
Who's this?
Neeshal, this is Shravan this side.
Who?
Neeshal, this is Shravan this side. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Neeshal, can you hear me? Your voice is not audible.
Yeah, speaking. From where are you calling from, Shravan? Excuse me.
Neeshal, I'm calling you from London. Hello?
Yeah.
Neeshal, just wanted to check with you, since you're in London, would it be possible to meet you?
Who are you?
Sorry?
Who are you?
Neeshal, this is Shravan. I'm basically from Republic.
leave me out of this.
No, Neeshal, would it just be possible for one to meet you just once?
Please, Shawan bhai, please, just understand. I'm really
No,
in a tough situation.
No, I understand that, but Neeshal, only thing I'm requesting, only thing I'm requesting is, since I'm here, it would be great if we could just meet up once, and off record.
Please, excuse me, but please understand the situation.
Neeshal, just one, I completely understand. The thing is that since you're in London, I thought this is the best time to at least come and meet you once.
I wish I could come and meet you, but unfortunately I'm not there, my friend. And you can all my other details, etc. Anything you need, with pleasure. But please don't call me for these things.
Neeshal, I completely understand this. Just if you just hear me out just for a minute. Neeshal, can you just hear me out for a minute, please? Hello.
Please, thank you very much.
Neeshal, just one small thing. Hello.
Over the next 48 hours, I've exchanged over 49 WhatsApp messages with Neeshal. I'm publishing these conversations. The number is verified by agency contacts, and Neeshal begins to reveal and claim a lot. That he is living in Belgium, that he hasn't met his brother Nirav Modi for 5 to 6 months, that he doesn't want to come out in the limelight as he is trying to ascertain what is going on in his name, that he is a small guy in a big kind of situation, that this is not his area of understanding, that he is only reading that he is part of the scheme, that once the information is accurately out, he will be able to clear his name, that he is grappling with this and is not aware of what he is being accused of, that he is in this situation because of a certain family member, and that as of now he doesn't wish to speak. We try to contact him again, this time via a text message from Arnav. When we check whether he is in London, because the voicemail is in English,
available. Please leave a message after the tone.
he says we are misinformed and he is in Belgium and not comfortable to discuss anything at this point since, in his words, he is himself a victim and trying to understand his position.
This is for the first time the Nirav Modi family has been tracked. By referring to a family member who's landed them in trouble, Nirav and Neeshal Modi are planning to dump the entire blame on Mehul Choksi and brazen it out in London and Europe. The agencies will probably get to the brothers at some point, but for now, Republic TV has got them both, Nirav and Neeshal Modi. In London, this is Shravan Sen for Republic TV.